There is a list that few have attempted to conquer. It is said that this list contains the worst Christmas movies of all time. Movies so bad that many have gone insane trying to watch them. But one man, one noble hero, with crippling autism and supposedly greasy hair, will attempt to watch the majority of these movies and spread the gospel on how bad these movies are. This is the 15 years of Krapmus.
Oh, my bad!
Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights.
Hello people, welcome back to the 15 years of Krapmus. I didn't forget, if you don't know what this series is, let me just quickly explain. Every Christmas Eve, I will go down the IMDB's top 25 worst Christmas movies list. I'll be going down the top 15. And every year, we'll go to the next spot and we will review the movie in that place. Last year, we reviewed Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. I didn't really like it. And today, we are looking at a movie which I hated watching. This was worse than Jack Frost. And I really don't understand why people like it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce you to 8 Crazy Nights, starring Adam Sandler and Norma the North. This is directed by a guy called Seth Kearley, who I have never heard of, but apparently he's directed a few episodes of Family Guy, so I guess he's got that. And in this film, we follow a guy called Davy Stone, a drunk, an arsehole to everyone, who is arrested, and he's given one last chance to be a good person by being the coach to the youth basketball team. Now, before going into this film, I did see the reviews, and I saw that some people think it's a classic, they love watching it at Christmas time, and some people just downright hate it. Now, I knew I'd go either way on this because it's an Adam Sandler movie. Now, I don't hate Adam Sandler, and I really want to like this guy. Apparently, he's a lovely guy in real life, and that's great. But when it comes to movies, he is really hit and miss. Sometimes he'll put out a banger like Uncut Gems. And then sometimes he'll put stuff out like Jack and Jill. And this. This is one of his worst movies. And there are 2 main reasons why this movie sucks.
First reason.
This is... What? This is boring.
This is a 76-minute long movie, including credits, so about 70 minutes long. And it felt like I was there for 70 hours. This movie just kept going on and on and on. I kept looking at the little time bar at the bottom to see how long was left. And every time there was at least like 10 minutes or more left. Oh, my eyes just rolled.
Second reason.
Here we go! Not funny!
Yeah, this movie is just not funny. It tries to do a sort of similar humour style to Family Guy, which coincidentally, as I said earlier, the guy who directed this did do some Family Guy episodes. With shock humour and out there humour out of nowhere. And Family Guy has a charm to it. This movie has no charm, and the jokes are just not funny and they make 0 sense. And the humour is also just offensive at times, but not in the clever manner. And the opening scene is a great example of this because it includes my favourite type of humour. Racial stereotypes.
4 scorpion ball in 5 minutes? That's gotta be a restaurant record. Now please excuse me while I go take shower.
As soon as I saw that joke, I knew I was in for a slow ride. Because none of the jokes in this opening scene and throughout the entire movie make any sense. And they're just not funny. For example, near the end of the movie, a woman pops up who has 3 tits. Now that's awesome, but 1, why does she have them? And does it make sense? Well, the answer to those questions, I don't know why she has them. I know it doesn't make any sense. It's just there because the writers, I guess, found it funny. Oh look, she got 3 tits, it's funny. If that's the type of humour you're laughing at, then honestly, stay away from screenwriting, please. Now let's get on to the characters. Now, the main character, Davy Stone, played by Adam Sandler, I know what they're trying to do. He starts off as a villain, and then he works his way up, and then he understands the true meaning of Christmas, and then he's a lovely guy again. I get it, we've seen it a million times before, it works. But usually when stories do that character writing correct, they usually make the character, you know, funny. But in this movie, Davey is not funny whatsoever. He's just an arsehole. He is so rude to everyone. And I did not care about him whatsoever throughout the entirety of this movie. Even by the end of the movie when he turns good, I could not care one little bit. In the opening scene, he just downs a pot of noodles, I believe. He's racist to the waiter. He goes out. He tries to get into his car, but he's so drunk. And then he's an arsehole to police officers. And then he steals money from the Chinese guy again. And then he goes off running and sledding and trashing up the town. By the way, a few minutes earlier, he was dead drunk. He was struggling to get in his car. And now all of a sudden, he's just free and happily roaming around the city, sledding, making a mess. It was just so weird and made no sense. And I should also mention that this is a musical. My favourite genre. Now, recently I have actually been enjoying a few more musicals, surprisingly. And this one just brought it back down to ground zero because none of the songs in this movie are catchy and they're just not good. Like, listen to these lyrics from the first song.
I hate love. I hate you. I hate me.
I Hate Love. Was this written by a Year 7 emo band? Honestly, there's so many things like that. And the songs later on in the movie are just so annoying as well. Like, the ending song was probably the best one. But then at the end they just go, bom diddy bom biddy dom dom. Bom biddy 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 bom bom. Bom biddy 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 bom. And now let's talk about Y.T. Duval. Yes, that's his actual name. He's a short guy and he's very nice and he wants to bring Davey back to the light and show him the true meaning of Hanukkah and Christmas. Now, these characters are essential and he would be a likeable guy if he wasn't incredibly annoying. Again, his jokes are not funny whatsoever. And 2, he's also played by Adam Sandler. And he has the most annoying voice ever. Every time he spoke, I honestly felt like getting 2 handguns and shooting my ears because I could not stand this guy's high-pitched voice.
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, I'd like to interject for a moment. No. My interjection pertains to the case currently under adjudication.
Oh my god, man. Honestly, I'm surprised my eardrums didn't blow. Absolutely incredibly annoying. Any likability to this character was just washed away, all because of his annoying voice. And don't even get me started on his sister Eleanor, who coincidentally is also played by Adam Sandler.
Mister, if you're gonna kill us, take off your wet shoes. They're soaking the carpet. Okay, but I'm making an inventory of every single item in this house.
Honestly, she sounds like Edna Moe from The Incredibles, but high. Oh my god, Adam Sandler, mate, I love you. I think you're a good comedian. You have made me laugh many times. You're a great actor as well. But when you just overuse the same joke in your movies, it gets more than annoying. Please stop doing it. And now I want to talk about 2 specific scenes in this movie, because this movie has the most egregious product placement I have ever seen. There are 2 scenes in a mall. The first one is when Whitey and Davey just go into this mall, and then Whitey just pays compliments to all of these stores.
You want a pair of socks? My buddy Mr. Footlocker will warm your feet. I mean, the Body Shop, the Tie Rack, GNC, Radio Shack, Sbarro's, Dunkin' Donuts, they're simply the best. And don't forget the orange chicken at Panda Express.
And I was like, what are you doing? How much, like, egregious can you get? How noticeable? They really wanted money, didn't they? And then later on, Davey breaks into the mall, and then the mascots for all of these companies come to life and talk him back into the good side. Not Whitey, not his sister, the logo from Foot Locker. I could not believe what I was watching. And I also want to talk about how this story just did not need to happen if you think about it. So near the start of the movie where Davey gets arrested, the judge tells him if he does one more illegal thing, he's going to throw him in prison for 10 years.
And if I hear that you break one law, I will send you to the state penitentiary for no less than 10 years.
Okay, cool. The very next scene, Davey vandalizes a property, assaults someone, and then later on attempts to murder Whitey. And does he get thrown in jail for this? Nope. And what do you think causes him to get arrested again? Well, he breaks into the mall. So, apparently, vandalism, now you're good. Assault, perfectly fine. Attempted murder, yeah, we'll let him off with that. Breaking into the wall, get him now. It was just so confusing and it made no sense. And honestly, if the movie ended after the first 10 minutes, it would have been better for all of us. Honestly, I could not stand this movie. The story is very cliche, you know what's going to happen, but because you don't like any of the characters, you don't care about the story, so none of it really matters. The jokes aren't funny, sometimes they're just really offensive and they're not clever whatsoever. The acting, I mean, Adam Sandler's fine as Davey, I guess, but don't get me started on those annoying voices that he does. Rob Schneider's in this, he plays a narrator who you never see, we don't know who this guy is. And he's just very dry.
He died and dashed me! He chew and screw me! He sip and skip me!
I just could not stand this movie. But despite me ranting a lot, was there anything that I liked about this film? Surprisingly, yes. The animation for the time looks pretty good. It has that classic Disney hand-drawn animation style, which always looks pretty good. There are a few times where it's low budget, can be seen, like at the end where you just see people with the same expression on their face while they're twirling around. It looked very uncanny valley. And there is one scene that I do like, even though it kind of doesn't make any sense because Davey's an arsehole to everyone. He was an arsehole to this kid earlier on in the movie, and then all of a sudden he's just nice to him. But him and this little kid play basketball, and it was kind of entertaining and kind of sweet. And that's probably it for all my positives. I don't understand why people watch this at the holidays. If you enjoy it, fair enough, but I do not get it at all. This movie was a chore. Poorly paced, unfunny, boring. I'm never watching this again. I could not stand this movie. It's worse than Jack Frost, 100%. So 8 Crazy Nights is going to get a 1.5 out of 10. And guys, that is it for the second episode of the 15 years of Krapmus. If you have seen 8 Crazy Nights, let me know your thoughts on it. Do you like it? Do you think it's a Christmas classic? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And see you later.